sentencing amendment and faces a bevy of opponents who attacked his leadership after Floyd's death and support the proposal. Results from the ballot question are expected tonight, but the mayoral race is a question mark because Minneapolis uses ranked choice voting. I'm Julie Walker.
It's not President Biden announcing these steps that they were funding someone to stop methane leaks and invest in infrastructure abroad to limit global warming. They're among the few major policies he can implement that do not require Congress to approve. More of the stories in Telco right now.
Why are cash out finances such a big deal right now? Uncle Ryan tries to teach me something.
I really feel like right now might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've been doing this for 18 years now, and I've just never seen a market where the rates are so low and values across the country have skyrocketed as much as they have. That combination, I remember one couple in particular, they were looking to do some home improvements at the house, but they were worried about their payments going up. Well, with rates being so low and them building up so much equity in the home over the last few years, we were able to get them to cash out for those home improvements, and their payments actually went down a little bit. Every single situation is different, but it does happen more often than you think, so it definitely does not hurt to call.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
The Afghan capital Kabul has been rocked by two explosions and gunfire at the site of a military hospital.
A Taliban spokesman confirmed that the first blast happened near the entrance gate to the building. The second went off nearby. Both appeared to target civilians. Witnesses say they've heard gunfire coming from the area. No group has claimed responsibility for the attack, but one report says a number of Islamic State fighters had entered the hospital and clashed with the security forces.
BBC correspondent Robert Mason reporting. The first person to fly across New Zealand's Cook Strait. The non-electric flight says it had plane battery power to spare. The inaugural 3 minutes, 40 minutes solo flight was timed to coincide with the opening of the UN Climate Summit in Scotland. His plane weighs less than 900 pounds. It's much quieter than a traditional aircraft. He flew just 1,000 feet and 8,000 miles per hour. Breaking news at 10:19.
Fusion of rational thought and political analysis. This is what your brain has been waiting for. News, politics, and issues. You just joined the Locale Majority.
The next generation of great talk radio, the undisputed leader of the new school. In Wilcox 36 and Patriot phone lines, as always, 566-95 Patriot 957-2874. The email is spelling right. WILKW@localmajority.com, and the True Patriot first, conservative second, public third. And working every single day to make this the most popular program offered by Sirius XM Radio, because it's based in one thing and one thing only, and that is rational thought. So welcome to the Locale Majority. I'm Andrew Locale. I noticed the media has not been reminding me that sanctuary state policies are on the table today. In New Jersey, where I live, the governor has set up a massive fund for illegal immigrants after Hurricane Ida. We have been a sanctuary state for quite some time now. McCullough is a sanctuary state kind of guy, isn't he? You look at all these blue state governors, California, New York, Oregon. Does the citizenship even mean anything to Democrats anymore? Or is it just, do they think that citizenship is like a charitable gift? Wherever you are in the world, if it stinks, you get to become an American citizen. Time Magazine has a piece pointing out that no matter how bad it is for the citizen, now, they don't tend to say say it this way. I'm reading into it. The only thing that seems to be on the mind of the Democrats right now is amnesty. How many of you have felt the pinch at the grocery store? Right? How many of you felt the pinch at the bank? I have. When you live in a place we're not used to seeing, outside of a hurricane, right, where people start panic buying, pretty much Americans have become accustomed to having stock shelves of needed items. We had $2 a gallon gas just 2 years ago. Feels like forever, doesn't it? In New Jersey, it's upwards of $4 a gallon. If Pete Buttigieg, who keeps telling us, to be quiet and be patient while he's on paternity leave, he spends more time doing interviews and giving speeches and invoking Build Back Better than actually telling us what the logistics are for solving the supply chain crisis. And then you've got the Commerce Secretary, Gina Raimondo. Well, if you've got a problem with the Build Back, not Build Back, but the supply chain crisis, then don't bother people at FedEx. Play cut through.
Fundamentally, supply chains and logistics are run by the private sector. People say to me, will Christmas gifts be delivered? To which I say, call FedEx. That isn't what the government does. What we are doing, and the president is committed to this, we're using every tool in our toolbox to be supportive, to help, to unstick the ports. An area that I am very focused on is the semiconductor shortage. We are leaning forward into that, increasing transparency in the semiconductor supply chain to make sure that we do everything possible. But this is a direct result of COVID. It is temporary, and we are working every day to unstick these supply chains.
So, don't talk to us. This is a problem with the private sector. Don't come looking to us. We only just regulate the hell out of it. Don't come looking to us. Time Magazine has this piece. The Democrats' bill could change the lives of more than 7 million undocumented immigrants. As Democrats inch closer to finalizing their large social policy bill that includes targeted benefits for middle and working class families, 3- and 4-year-olds, and older Americans, another population is poised to receive a windfall: undocumented immigrants. At least $100 billion of the Build Back Better Act budget will go to immigration-related issues, including expanding legal representation for immigrants and bolstering the asylum system, according to a White House plan. But an even bigger potential boon is buried in the fine print. The bill could provide temporary protections and a work permit, a program known as parole, to as many as 7 million undocumented immigrants, and an expedited pathway to green cards through visa recapture, and for as many as 2 million more, the bill could restore families access to the child tax credit, providing roughly 1 million undocumented children with support. With these three programs, parole, visa recapture, and the restoration of the CDC for undocumented kids, remain in current drafts of the bill. Their ultimate fate remains unclear. Is the American citizen at all a priority? Is the American citizen at all a priority, or just in a basket of many priorities? Citizen, non-citizen, we don't want to put one ahead of the other. It seems like the only thing the Democrats are concerned with is what they can do for the non-citizen. And it's obvious why they think that. If they could just make these non-citizens citizens, they know that they'll have 7 million more voters.
That's what it is.
How insane is it? How totally insane is it that they are considering paying $450,000? $450,000
Each one of them.
to each illegal immigrant, air fingers quote, separated at the border.
That's insanity.
Even though we know many of these people,
Crazy.
many of these people were not even related to the children that they were, air fingers, quote, transporting. So we're going to give some of these couples $1 million. You don't get $1 million even if you're blown up in Afghanistan. $1 million. It seems like the only thing they care about at this point is the non-citizen. Gas prices are through the roof. We have we are now approaching an unprecedented level of public service shortages that you paid for. It'd be one thing to say, oh, you guys don't want to pay for this stuff. No, wanting reasonable taxes and the expectation that the majority of citizens will be taxpayers, and to look at ways to limit government. I mean, if we're paying for it, we should get it. Write this one down. It's not socialism to expect something when you pay for it. It's socialism to expect something when you don't. We have a shortage now of teachers, healthcare workers, truck drivers. Thousands of police officers and firefighters are walking off the job because of the vaccine mandates. The only thing the Democrats seem to be talking about is what they can do for people who are here illegally. That seems to be their only concern. How do we make those here illegal, legal? And not only do we not hold them accountable for breaking the laws, we want to offer them even more on top of it. So not only do we want to give the person who crossed the border illegally and resided in this country illegally a piece of paper that says, okay, forgive, forget, now we're legal, now let's get you signed up for the free stuff. When we have over 600,000 American citizens who are homeless, almost half, I think it's 35%, but I don't want to get ahead of myself, are veterans. I just don't understand that. Maybe I live in a crazy, mixed-up world. The idea that you would prioritize the non-citizen